you ever been to therapy? Well, I have, many times, to many different therapists, and I'll tell you why. Hey everyone, I am back again, and this is a video on the different types and forms of therapy that I've been through over the years. So this video is going to be off of my experience, and it's going to be a little bit of knowledge onto why therapy is such a useful resource for implementing and using towards yourself and bettering yourself. The two forms of therapy that I can recall that I actually went to are CBT and DBT, and those are two fairly common, very well-known therapy forms. And I'll explain to you why they're very helpful and very useful. Have you ever had times where you feel like you didn't know what was going on in your brain, or that your thoughts were controlling you? Because I certainly have. And the thing that we don't learn in school, or the thing that we don't learn a lot, or people even tell us, is that our thoughts can trap us. Our thoughts can be a prison for us, because we control everything in our life. We control our actions, we control what we get out of our life, and we're never told that. But when it hits you, and sometimes it hits you pretty hard, it hit me hard, I know that, when I didn't know what to do and I had no clue what was going on, and I felt like I lost control of my life. CBT and DBT came in very helpful. The first thing I did was CBT, and that's cognitive behavioral therapy. So essentially, with the therapist, you focused on the thought, you focus on the facts about the thought, you dig into that thought, and you pick it apart, and you see if it's factual or not. You see if it's actually fitting the evidence of what's going on in the present, to see, is this thought really what it says it is, and is this thought really what it is saying to me, and is it really real for what it's claiming? And 90% of the time, if not 100% of the time, the thought is not factual. And even if it is, it doesn't fit the facts, and it doesn't, the for the thought supporting it usually never, if not ever, outweighs the against, the evidence for if it's real or if it's not real, for what's actually going on. And even if it is, okay, then you have a strategy. If it does weigh for the thought and it's rational, you, with the therapist, work through it, and they lead you to how to work through that, and how to cope with that, how to deal with that thought, and how to move on, how to work with it. And for me, that worked so well for only a certain amount of time, because I went there for OCD, and I went there to get that therapy, and that's what they recommend for OCD and anxiety disorders as well. And it only helped so far because it was so hard to continue to focus on the thoughts, and it was only giving me so much relief. So eventually I stopped, and I went to DBT. And this was many years later, after many different experiences, and I researched what DBT was, and I knew that it was something that I wanted to do, which is being mindful. It's called dialectical behavioral therapy. It's being mindful, it's being in the present, it is accepting things as they come and not attaching to them and letting them be. And that was the next step for me, because I knew that's what I needed, to be in the moment. That's what I wanted, that's what I desired for my life. And with DBT, you're not focusing on the thought, you're allowing the thought to be there. You're allowing the thought to be there. As you're allowing that thought to be there, you're just noticing what emotions. This is what I went through anyway with the DBT. I'm pretty sure there could be more parts to it, but what I went through was the emotion part of it. How does it make you feel? What is this, the emotion I'm feeling? Does it fit the facts to feel this emotion? Does it fit the facts in the situation that I'm actually feeling this way? And you recognize what you're feeling, you recognize if it's real, if it's true. And from there, after recognizing all of that, then okay, does it fit the facts of the situation to feel this emotion? Yes or no? You're not focusing on the thought, you're focusing on the feelings that came with that. And then, if it fits the facts, yes or no, then you decide, is it is it effective to act on the emotion, yes or no? And from there, you do that with each emotion that's stressing you out in each situation, and then you move forward from there. There's different options after, and that takes time. It takes time to recognize those emotions, to realize what you're really feeling, to be mindful and one with what you're feeling and not judging it and just allowing things to come through. That comes with different strategies that they teach you, and it's a beautiful thing because we aren't taught, or we aren't talked to or told about our thoughts and how you can even deal with them. We're just told to keep going and do this and do that and you'll figure it out. But sometimes it isn't that easy, or it isn't always that easy. And most of the time, it never is even that easy. You have really low points, you have really high points, and sometimes the lows, you keep getting lower and lower and lower, and you don't know what to do. And that's okay, because everyone has their own ups and downs, and everyone will, and everyone does. And therapy is such a beautiful thing. It's very stigmatized because therapy, it sounds like you need to go there to get fixed, but there's no fixing. It's strategies. It's giving you, let's say, for comparison, you're in a job and you don't know what to do and you're struggling super hard because you haven't been trained properly. You're not going to ask for help. You're going to ask for help. And that help isn't stigmatized. It's because you want help to get better, to understand how to do the thing. And that's normal. That's exactly like therapy. You're thrown into an experience that you had no control over, that came into your life, that you had no say in if it was going to start or not. And that's where therapy gives you those strategies to, okay, I want to learn how to do this job better. I want to learn how to understand my thoughts. I want to learn what's going on so I can actually be proactive, so that I can actually respond in life. I'm not just sitting back and reacting. I'm not just constantly anxious, and I'm not just constantly overwhelmed and worried because I don't know what to do and I'm waiting for the next thought. I'm responding and I'm moving forward. And that's what therapy does. It's beautiful. And for me, I got to a point where therapy helped me so much, and I had to move forward again because I found that therapy, you'd focus on the bad feelings so much, and therapy is essential. It helped me in a way that is just so, like, it changed my life, and it's amazing. I wouldn't be here without it. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without it, and I'm so grateful for that. And showing people that and sharing my wealth to others is such an amazing thing, because I'm here to tell that story, and I'm here to share that with people. That therapy is beautiful. When you go in there and you start to really dig into your mind, yeah, it's a little stressful, it's really weird, and at first it's very uncomfortable because you're sharing everything that feels private to you with somebody else that you don't even know. But once you get past that, and once you get comfortable with it, you see that your thoughts are everyone else's thoughts. Everybody has the same thoughts. Everyone has the same level of anxieties and doubts and worries and fear. Everybody. And once you get that out and you see that it is okay, that you aren't the only person that's feeling it, it is so relieving, and it's so empowering to see that I can talk to somebody about these things and they don't judge me. Because as you let them out, you start to release it, and you see that that's just what it was. Or if you write it down and you write the complete opposite of it, you just see that and you throw that other piece away. You throw that other piece of negative thought away, because it isn't you. And as you let it out, you see that it is not you. It's not a part of you. It doesn't define you. It has nothing to do with you at all. And therapy and talking and allowing to see that these thoughts have nothing to do with you is when it changes. And when you start to take control back of your life. I hope this video helped you guys. I hope you have one of the best days you've ever had. Have an amazing Christmas, holiday, whatever holiday you celebrate. I love you all. Have an amazing day.